Good afternoon and welcome to Kunsang Pyo Choling. We're thrilled to be here with you, and offering a teaching by Jetsunma Ahkon Lhamo. This teaching was given in 2005. The title of the teaching is Prayer is the Golden Key, and we will begin.
So, of course, you know, we started this 5 million accumulation for our beautiful Asia Pilar, the Pillar of Asia. And now she's in St. Jude's, and from what I understand, she's in, her chemo is now heavy duty. And so we have to keep praying for her, not only so that we can attain the goal of preserving her life, you know, if we have the good fortune to do so, but also to help with her discomfort. I know that at St. Jude's they do a lot to alleviate pain. I know they do a lot to alleviate suffering, but still she's just a little girl, just a little thing, and she's going through more than most of us have probably ever gone through. And so our prayers are with her, and then our crazy yogi, Yeshe Numpa, is going to Cancer Centers of America. He's leaving tomorrow, and that's a very good thing. And so, of course, our prayers are for him as well, and we're hoping we get some good result. And then there's, of course, the most important considerations for me is the health and well-being of my teachers, because I know how much blessing they can bring to the world. And so far as I know, His Holiness is doing uncommonly well. Not only the surgery's gone well, but he's just walking around all the time. And that's having both knees replaced at once. And I am very much looking forward to the sight of seeing his straight legs, because he's been in the, you know, in lotus position practicing for so long, his knees just bent. And it's going to be amazing to see him on 2 feet. I don't know how to act. Gosh. And then, of course, we are having Gyaltsen Rinpoche in our prayers. He's too far away for my tastes. I'm grumpy about him being in China, and I won't stop being grumpy till he gets back. And so that's my notice. And we pray that his blood pressure stays well, and that he stays well, and that he doesn't pick up any of the diseases that seem to be popping up in the area of Beijing, of all places. So this is what has brought us together, these extraordinary circumstances, and we've accumulated quite a large number of 7-line prayers so far. But the interesting thing that's happened, if any of you have noticed, is that our community is starting to heal. That we have begun to trust each other again, and since we've had a nice long talk about gossiping and judgment and bad qualities and things like that, I think we're stronger. I think we're better as a community. I see something, I see result, and I feel better. I feel like, all right, let's go. We can do this. And so I really feel that I know that Christmas season is coming up, and we all have family and all of that cheer to distribute. And so and so while that happens, still, please don't lose touch. I mean, stay in this mind. Stay in this mandala of activity. Since we are now reinforcing ourselves by coming back on the weekends and accumulating a lot, something in our mind has changed in that we feel connected to this throughout the week. We seem to be moving closer in a way that we don't seem to be wandering off on our own separate tangents as much, which, although I have no problem with democracy and liberty and individuality, we are talking about Buddhism here, and we're trying very hard to practice and to accumulate virtue. This is the time to accumulate virtue. We have this opportunity, sadly motivated by crisis, and yet at the same time, we have given birth to this opportunity. I mean, we are doing this together and just beginning to see some result. So I hope that we can keep on. It matters very much, the qualities of the Sangha. The Sangha is like the body of the Lama. You know, you've heard this before. And so when the Sangha is ill, generally there are some physical examples of that in which not only the Sangha becomes physically ill, but also the Lama doesn't feel well and conditions deteriorate, and that's the kind of thing that happens. And also by this time of the year, most people are either drunk or suffering in some way. There's so much commercialism in this time of year. There's so much pressure to buy and pressure to give and pressure to do the right thing. And sometimes people during this time really don't have anyone to share anything with. And so, of course, they feel lonely. And so while this is a season of good cheer, I want to remind us that it isn't buying that makes us happy, or jingle bells, or, you know, whatever, colors and things like that. What has actually made us feel differently this season, like some of us actually given up on the whole gift thing because we've been working so hard. But we're feeling different this season, I notice. There is a small strength coming up, as though there is a little maturity with a touch of resignation. We're beginning to understand that, you know, even if we wait at the bottom of the Christmas tree every year, it's just the same thing every year. And so, you know, this time of year is what it is. We're beginning to understand that happiness is not seasonal. It's not about cramming a time of giving into a certain bit of year, time of year. And believe me, I'm the last one that ought to be talking about Christmas or this season, since we are Buddhists. But we do know, we have come to understand, I hope, that there's a different kind of giving. And there's a different kind of acceptance. And I know I've said to my family this year, it's going to be a different year. It's going to be about us loving each other, us giving each other gifts of presence, and not only just presence, but our gift of presence to one another, to be there for one another. And this year, it's about taking care of others for me. I mean, that's really what it's about. Because a lot of us are very needy right now. And so I'm very happy about that. I feel that we're beginning to understand at last that the gathering of merit is important. I wish that we had come together under different circumstances where it wasn't something catastrophic that made us say, stop, enough is enough. This is the suffering of a little child. This is not bearable. So we come together, to try to pacify this catastrophic obstacle. I wish that we had somehow come to our senses and said, samsara just really isn't working out. I mean, some of us have noticed this by now. Grandma, have you noticed this yet? At long last, for crying out loud. Oh, Lord have mercy. I got to tease somebody. But we're beginning to understand that our practice matters, and that we do have a golden key. Soon we will understand that basically it is us that can use that key anytime we want to. In fact, recently I received a letter from a student that fell away, and this student is begging me on their terms for me to be their teacher, which I always was. In this particular case, I found someone that I knew had a small opportunity and just stuck my little manicured finger into samsara and yanked it out. And there she was. So now she wants to know if I'll be her teacher. Well, if any of you have silly questions like that to ask me, let me tell you. Look into my eyes, read my lips. I am your root guru. This is not me telling you, but in one way it's His Holiness telling you. This is what He has said. I've never turned myself away from you. I have always tried to answer your prayers whenever possible. And there are times when I have not responded to certain kinds of carrying on, although I may know about it, because I know that to respond to it would be pointless. I would simply burn up someone's merit, and there's nothing else to be done. But how can we have been together all this time? And you're asking me now, desperately, will I be your teacher? It's like going into a house, pulling all the shades down, turning off all the lights, putting on sunglasses, going under the bed and saying, "Can I have a tan now?" Do you see what I'm saying? I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. If I have the good fortune to remain as your teacher for some time in this world, if I have the good fortune to fill my commitments as a throne holder of the Paiute lineage, I will not abandon them. It's not in me. So please, please try to understand that it's you. That you have within you the same thing as I do, the seed of enlightenment. And you look at me and you say, well, I'd like to realize some enlightenment. Boy, I'd like to get some of that going. And so, of course, we are taught by the Buddha, we are taught by all of our teachers, then we must practice like this. And so, when our obstacles and our foibles and our habitual tendencies overcome us, we turn our face away and we get like lost and confused and hello, where am I? Don't know where I am. And we think the teacher has abandoned us. It's a delusion because everything seems so dualistic. It seems that you're there and I'm here. But we are inseparable. We are the same nature, the same taste. There is only one face of the Buddha, although you can see many displays. It is within each and every one of us that capacity to attain liberation. And it is within our capacity, each one of us, if we simply work the program to even achieve some realization in one lifetime, so that in the next lifetime you can come back in some form to benefit as many beings as possible. And I pray your net will be everywhere. But it is not correct in Buddhism to go down the road we habitually go down with all our stupid, endless, habitual tendencies, to experience our cyclic moods, our ups and our downs, and our thises and our thats, and our repetitive activity. You know, we're all like alcoholics. We are all. I think that we should call ourselves, just stand up and say, hello, my name is Jetsunma, and I'm a samsaraholic, or something like that. Because each of us is so driven by habitual tendency and desire that we really don't know the way and just get confused. And we have this idea that it's up to the teacher to come and fish us out once again. But why waste your merit? It's a lot simpler than that. Turn around and pray. The sun is not gone. Turn around and look at it. You're only in a shadow, you see. And so while I sit here on this throne, because it is customary for me to do so, and apparently I've done so for some time, you are as powerful as I am, if you want to put it that way. Why do we walk around with this helpless little, I can't make it? You have the method. And now with some energy going again, we have some mandala energy. Right? It feels like a family again, doesn't it? There's some real love here, some respect. That feels a hell of a lot better. So we, for the sake of these, finally we've gotten that there are sentient beings that are counting on us. Hooray! Hey, took a blonde, you know? Of course it did. Big blue eyes. But it's up to us. We are the captain of our ship, our own personal ship. There's nothing to whine about. There's nothing to react to. Just hold your practice. Hold yourself up with the strength of Dharma that you have. All these years have been given that strength. It's up to you to hold yourself up. We're learning a little bit of discrimination now, and I think that's a good thing. And I'm really, really pleased with our progress. I'm really happy. I think that we're making some maybe small dent in the suffering of others, and I'm thinking that we are healing ourselves at the same time, and that is the way of Dharma. That is how it happens.
I know that was a real shorty, and thank you for joining us for that. It's always nice to have a pick-me-up, though, isn't it? Boy, I need them often. Anyway, we do show these teachings. Let's see. Where am I here? We show these regularly um, Sundays at, well, at 1 p.m. now. This is the new time. We've been, changing for the weather because, it's moving into, well, you couldn't tell it from today, but it's moving into some hot, warmer weather. And so we're shifting things around. So Sundays at 1 p.m. And then we are also keeping some of the Wednesday teachings, but Kempo Karze is teaching on the other Wednesdays. So it'll be like the second and the fifth Wednesday each month. So one, sometimes 2 Wednesdays. But Sundays always, we're staying here. So here we are. So in addition to teachings by Jetsunma, we now have live teachings by Kempo Karze. And you're welcome to join in, subscribe, however you want to do this. It's the first and third Wednesday, and then Q&A on the fourth Wednesday at 7:30 at the same time. So we're using this time to add to some new teachings. Kempo Karze is our resident Kempo here at KPC, and he is, I can think of no better word than he is a gem. He came with knowing very little English. At least he started his visa with knowing very little. He hasn't taught in English before us, and each time he teaches, you'd think that he'd been here for a year in between each teaching, but no, it's just been like a week or less. So it's amazing. Just come and enjoy, and he is so approachable. You get that even online. That it's just he's listening, he's caring, he's working through these teachings and trying to help us understand the deeper teachings the Buddha taught, which is pretty cool. Come give it a try. We also have meditations. Tara and Atira are currently our meditation people, and they teach. They alternate. They teach Saturdays and Sundays at 10 a.m. And so you'll get one of them on those days. They're here at the temple, and you're also on YouTube. So that's both good choices. Medicine Buddha, 7 o'clock. That's on Facebook. So that's the place it is. So that's the one place. And then daily, we have food offering ceremonies, which are pretty amazing. They are every day. If you go to our calendar, which you can go to tara.org, our website, scroll to the bottom of the front page, click on the link, and it'll take you straight to the calendar, or follow the information here in the chat. On the calendar, you'll find a soak every day. Usually right now, it's a Rigzen Dupa or it's a Chime Suktuk. So today it will be Rigzen Dupa. And on Sundays, it's usually live from the statue. I think today it will be from the prayer room, mainly because was supposed to rain all day. It now looks like it's going to be off and on all day, but we don't trust it at all. And it's pretty soaking wet out there because it's been raining for 3 or 4 days straight. So I think we're going to be inside, but usually if we can, we're out there because it is so beautiful and it's a perfect place to practice from. It's just something that opens your heart. Anyway, you can come join us live, inside, outside, anywhere we are, and you're welcome to join us online as well. It will be on Zoom and Facebook, as far as I know today, from inside. But I could be wrong. Anyway, come check us out. We love having you. We love having you here. If you wish to make an offering to easy for me to say, to Jetsunma directly, you can do so. And that and her PayPal address is jetsumagift@gmail.com. I think that's also her okay, but that's also, I think, her Zelle address. And I just got a message on chat saying, where is the center? Okay, good question. We're located in Poolsville, Maryland, a place you've probably never heard of, but we're just outside Washington, D.C. We're about 10 miles outside the Beltway on River Road. So we're in the DC area. I'll just put in the chat the address. We're on 72 acres of land in the ag reserve. So if you're in the DC area, you go to the Beltway, you exit River Road, which is sort of to the northwest, and you just follow River Road. It will come to a T about 13 miles outside the Beltway, and then you make a left at the T. That will keep you on River Road, and you go about 3.2 miles, and the entrance is on the left. You'll see a big Statue of Liberty. Very cool. Come visit anytime. The prayer room is open 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. daily, and across the street, the 65-acre park is open dawn to dusk, because we don't want anyone falling in a crevice somewhere. So, Italy. All right. Okay. Okay, well, that's great. Alex, thank you. I hope you enjoy this streaming. You can text, here, wait a minute. Yeah. You can text me at Tara and for any information that you want, and I will get it to you. If I don't know it, I'll find out who does. So it's great to have you with us. Thank you so much for joining, and thank you all for joining from the other places. We don't have a Sangha in Italy, but I know that there's people from our lineage in Italy. And our Kempo Karze was in Italy for a time. He raves about that place. So hopefully you, yeah, hopefully you'll get out here to visit. So thanks. And thank you all. Thank you, Ani Hesper, who is one of our longtime Anis, and she's always on here, and it's really wonderful. So talk to you soon, and thanks, and take care. Okay. We will see you on, I guess, probably next Sunday at 10 a.m. And otherwise, come on Wednesday evening at 7:30. It's a Zoom call on that one. It's not through, where am I? I'm on YouTube. And you can find that information on go to tara.org and look in the blog, and there'll be links to sign up there from the blog if you're interested in Kempo Karze. Okay. So take care, you all, and we'll see you next Sunday, if not before. Thank you so much.